वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू की फतेह और विश अपने सेकंड पार्ट अपने नेक्स्ट गेस्ट है
जी हाँ
and before again अपने guest को introduce करिए I think you had something to say as well
yeah of course yeah I've got a message from somebody and there is a viewer they sent उन्होंने पंजाबी दे विच एक मैसेज भेजा सानू कहंदे ने कि जिंदगी जिहड़ी है वो अपने मोढियां ते जित्ती जांदी है दूसरे दे मोढियां ते तां कफन ही उठता है ते बस वो एक छोटा जिहा मैसेज देना चाहते सी कि जिहड़ी साडी लाइफ है उहनू बनाउण वास्ते सानू आप मेहनत करनी पैंदी है ते आप ही अगे बढ़ना चाहिदा ते एक दूसरे दे मतलब मोढियां ते असीं जिंदगी नहीं जीत सकदे अपनी जिंदगी दी लड़ाई सानू आप ही जितनी पैंदी है ते पूरी पूरी मेहनत करनी पैंदी है अपनी खुद दी जिंदगी बनाउण दी ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਓ ਤੇ ਉਹੀ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ
ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿਹਦਾ ਸੀ
ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਇਸੇ
ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ
ਰਿਟਨ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆਇਆ ਜੀ
ਕਿੰਨਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਕਿ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਕਫਨ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ
ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ
ਬੜਾ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੈ ਸਵੇਰ ਸਵੇਰ ਜਦ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਇਟਸ ਹਕੀਕਤ ਹੈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਇਟਸ ਅ ਗੁੱਡ ਮੈਸੇਜ
ਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ
ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਨਾ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੋਢੇ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰੋ
ਜੀ ਹਾਂ
ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਵੈਰੀ ਨਾਈਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ
ਮੈਂ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਸ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਸਾਵੀ ਐਸ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਸਾਵੀ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਨੂੰ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸੌਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਮਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ everybody has seen him on the TV he does a very good program media week ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਸਭ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਨੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਵੀਕਲੀ ਐਵਰੀ ਸੈਟਰਡੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 11 ਵਜੇ
Saturday 11 o'clock
ਹਾਂ but I think it would be a good idea Dr. Savi because you interview people and today I'm going to interview you
yeah, I'm the interviewee for a change yeah
it would be nice to see if you tell us a little bit about yourself your little history
oh my god
born and when you have the education and
sure you know. Absolutely yeah so yeah welcome viewers to the breakfast show my first time on London Live
so been interviewed
well, I've been interviewed loads of times but yeah being in the other seat is obviously a different context so I guess a potted history they normally call this your elevator pitch, which is, you know, if you sort of meet somebody in a lift, you know, if you have 30 seconds to sell yourself or to talk about yourself, what would you say? So don't start the timer, you know. So for myself, you know, I'm very fortunate that, you know, my parents came over to UK over in 1958, I think it was. My father worked for British Airways, got quite a good role in there. He's retired now, so born in London. I did actually do a tiny stint because I won't tell you the time, but at one point my parents thought they might go back to India.
Really?
So they actually sent me to boarding school for a very short period in India, literally 6 months, but I got eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I couldn't really survive out there. So my parents changed their mind. They said, look, you know, you can't take it out there.
Good move, wasn't it?
Good move. Come back here and carry on. But the clever move was that, I tell you what, we'll send you first and we'll come later. So I'm looking over and saying, they haven't come yet, what's going on? So anyway, so that was you know, a little bit of early part of my
I'm glad education. At least, not only the viewers, I myself, having known you, now I know better a little bit about yourself.
Sure, I mean, in terms of my career, I mean, I've been very fortunate the last 30 years I managed to work for some large companies. I did do a computer science degree, I did a post-graduation, then I did an MBA, and then I did a PhD. So I kind of did those last 2-3 exams all at the same time while I was actually working, so I could build up my work experience as well as my education. And I wanted to get a PhD because I really wanted to really kind of explore that subject area in more detail. And what I tend to do now for companies, other than do the media watch show, is I do go into companies and do a bit of strategy work with them, try to understand market analysis, you know, especially in the digital arena. That's why I've got a big passion for media. I've made some films and stuff as well.
Really?
I really believe that, you know, to be someone who makes a difference, you've got to start by yourself.
Absolutely.
You know? And you know, I was really fascinated by the line that the lady came up with earlier on, which was, you know, the fact that, you know, you've really got to strive and be that someone and put that energy in yourself. You know, and I think it's the same with media as well. You know, and that's one of the great things that Seek Channel actually does, is that we have a platform today. We have an opportunity to look at news from not necessarily Seek's perspective, but also bring in different people from different backgrounds and get them to really kind of showcase their skills and experience and perspectives. Because I think that today in media, we have a very narrow view of what's actually presented. And the people that make the decisions about what actually comes out in the news are, I guess, from a particular background. You know, Jon Snow did a speech, he does Channel 4 News, about 2-3 years ago, a 45-minute lecture on the fact that, you know, sometimes we don't get to see the real headlines, and we don't get to choose those headlines either, because we're totally orientated around sensationalism. If something's really, really super duper, it'll be in the front. Who knows what's happened to the Nigerian girls? Why doesn't anybody talk about that anymore? So anyway, that's a little product history. But I think I went over 30 seconds.
This is good, because you see you have taken a good education, very well educated, learned man. And you're passing on your skills to other people as well, which is very nice. You know, you're not limited keeping it to yourself. I believe we are having an open day on the 13th of December at the West London University.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great initiative by Seek Channel. I really think it's a powerful thing for us to do this, to connect with youth, connect with young adults. Now, when you're at school, you know, obviously, you know, you're born here, you go to the school system and everything else. When you're at school, you get some career advice. And also, you look at TV and you look at media and you think, who are my real role models? You know, if you look at someone like Tony Blair and, you know, I'm not saying he's a role model necessarily, or, you know, David Cameron, or even Ed Miliband, and some of them, look at their educational backgrounds. What kind of schools did they go to? What kind of opportunities did they get? Does it mean that if you go to Oxford and you do PPE, you know, which is like, you know, philosophy, you know, economics, you know, politics, a degree in that, that is your ticket to get into politics? You know, and this whole area where we don't actually have enough information out there. And today, people are doing degrees in history, then they might convert and become a lawyer, or they do something in physics and go into maths, and after that go into accounting. So those kind of roadmaps or those kind of career paths are very difficult to follow, coupled with the fact that we need real role models. We need people to come forward who are, you know, successful surgeons, or, you know, people that have made it in their jobs as, you know, starting up their own businesses. You know, they need to come forward. We need to give them a platform to say, look, you can do it too. You know, I love the line that you know, you got to make your life your own, you know, which is effectively what the translation is, isn't it, really?
Exactly, you know? That kind of a thought of
But you can't make your life your own unless you're given guidance. And so I think Seek Channel, by actually introducing this particular initiative, which is a one-day conference where we have keynote speakers, we'll have a person who's made it very senior in the legal industry, we have a person who is one of the most outstanding entrepreneurs today, who keeps a quiet life, but, you know, just imagine when you're going off and you fly off on holiday, the landing equipment and all the software that goes in there, he's one of the pioneers of that technology.
That is so impressive.
And, you know, the Seek guy, you know, and then another guy who's a lovely chap, really good friend of mine, Harpreet, he'll be doing a series of keynotes in the afternoon where he'll be talking about, he's the head of risk in Deutsche Bank, you know, one of the biggest banks in the world. So he'll come along and say, these are some of the things that you need to think about in terms of your career, how you apply for jobs, you know, the CV guidance. When you go to a interview, how do you present yourself, you know? You know, should your tie be really, really long, or, you know, it's not about how you look necessarily, but it's all part of the entire picture, how you present yourself, how you communicate, you know, your eye contact, those kinds of things that really give the interpersonal skills that you need on top of your educational skills. And also being able to network with people. You might meet lots of people there who can say to you, I did, you know, something in history and I got this opportunity in this company, or there's a graduate scheme operating, this is the way to go forward. So anybody who's an A1, that's the AS, or A2, meaning A-level students, or somebody who's a fresh graduate who's looking for some kind of inspiration to say, well, you know what, I did this, but I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't really have any guidance. Because once you leave school and you've got that kind of career guidance out of the door, you know, where do you go? There's nothing online. No one's actually presenting any programs about it to say, these are some of the things that you need to do to really advance your career. Because ultimately, you've got to survive, haven't you? You know?
I think it's a really great opportunity for the young adult. I request all the adults to go there and just explore it, just see what's there for them there. So they might get some ideas. And obviously, there's a career guidance, like you mentioned, is there. So I think it is really a great opportunity there. I believe they must go.
We got it on Saturday, 13th of December, right? So it's a nice kind of weekend. Free parking, free food. And like I said, the last one,
Right, there you go.
free knowledge.
Something to look forward to.
Don't turn up for lunch. Make sure you turn up and actually want to network and talk to people.
Dr. Savi, this is important days, my days. There were hardly any person you can look upon to give you some kind of advice for the first option, second option, whatever. And there was no much discussion to say what the child wants to do and what the parents wanted you to do. I think those days mostly it was the parents. They would pick up decisions. Okay, my son, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer. A couple of professions were very...
But sometimes you have to think about it in another perspective as well. Sometimes people go for, I said before, my father came in 58, right? So you have to think about first generation, what were they thinking? They have to settle down. They probably didn't have that much money when they came to the UK, and then so what actually sits in the person's mind is what kind of stable career can I get? So you do find a lot of people have gone into, being doctors, and it's not easy to become a doctor,
no, it's not,
or even become a lawyer or into finance. Sometimes it's oriented towards interest, like you said that, my kid made up a check and I done that, right? But sometimes it's the parent saying that maybe this is a safe bet. Because as a commodity skill, you can, again, if you go into pharmacy, these are jobs that are available. These are fruitful jobs. Now, if you look at a lot of propaganda that's operated by some of the films and stuff, you can do anything you want to. Yeah, sure, do anything you want to, but be clear about what the pathway is. We're not saying don't become an artist or don't become somebody in media or don't become somebody who is a journalist. You only have to switch the TV on. You see the number of brown faces and black faces and, who are actually in the media. The question is not necessarily getting to that opportunity. The question is getting to that place and making a difference in that career. So if you do make it as somebody who's a journalist, what influence do you have on the headlines, right, in terms of being able to work with the people that choose the headlines, okay? So there's a kind of multiple levels to this. There's career aspiration and there's making a difference, but unfortunately there's also the stability aspect, because always in our minds, even if you look, for example, the Kenyan people who came to the UK or people from, Uganda that came to the UK, there's always that thing in the back of your mind which is like, is it safe? Now, the United Kingdom is an amazing place to work, but are there equal opportunities, right? You've seen the kind of the rubbish that's circulating around, patriotism and all the rest of it. Together we all have a part to play to contribute to society, and no matter what that is, right? But we need to provide some guidance to those kids or to those young adults to say, these are pathways, these are opportunities, and when you're in that job, don't waste it, make a difference, and also guide other people in terms of mentoring maybe your brother or your sister or other people.
For the Sikh channel and yourself, because you're part of this, the open day on the 13th.
Yeah.
It's such a big opportunity for the people, youngsters in the university to move on with their professional life. You're offering them all the help you can. It's on the doorstep. And all they have to do is to be there on the day.
Absolutely.
And they meet a lot of professionals. That will change their life.
We've got very restricted places, by the way. We've only got 80 spaces and they're kind of rapidly running out. So I strongly recommend you go to the website, which is inspiringcareers.eventbrite.co.uk, and I think we've got the URL that we can put up on. I think there's promos that are being circulated at the moment.
Request the gallery staff if they can show a little promo. In the meantime, we can talk. I think they should probably planning to put it on anyway. Tell us more about on this day, on the 13th. What else people can expect to see there?
Okay, so what we've got registration at 9:30. You can only come if you register from the website. Can't let any person in.
I think it's best if you said the website.
So again, it's inspiringcareers.eventbrite, Bright is spelled B-R-I-T-E, right, .com or .co.uk. That gets you there, right? You're going to go to the Facebook page as well, the Sikh Channel Facebook page. There's a link on that site as well. So just scroll through the Facebook page, and a lot of people are into Facebook, so you'll be able to find the link actually there as well. I think there's even an event created. If you go to Facebook, even if you're not on the Sikh Channel page, you can just type in SC, as for Sikh Channel, that's the two initials, and then Inspiring Careers, and it will just pop up and the event will come up. And all the details are there, the link is there, anybody who's been invited is actually coming up, and you can even get to know people in advance. That's a great thing about Facebook. If you've got an event page, you know who else is coming.
What happens in case people haven't either bothered or didn't have the time to put their name in?
Well, we've opened it up to the Friday which is quite difficult for us, because for us we need to print name badges, we need to make sure we've got proper register on the day. All this stuff is done. We've got super duper professional people coming to this thing. Yeah. We've got a very expensive venue, we've got caterers. We need to make sure that we're actually properly organised for this thing.
Exactly.
Right? So when you turn up, you've got to bring your printed registration form. The answer to your question, if you don't register, unfortunately, you can't come.
What's the last day? What's the last day?
So it's going to be the morning, which is about 9 o'clock on the 12th.
On the 12th?
Yeah, so...
so basically the 11th
this is really tight, actually, but we wanted to open it up so there's no, somebody comes, oh, we had 2-3 days left, we didn't have enough time. You got plenty of time. Computers are 24 hours. It's not like they switch off at night time, these machines.
Exactly.
The only person that switches off at night time are people,
In terms of, like you said, how many professionals and how big is your team who are actually is available there to give the guidance?
Okay. It's a really great question. So on the day, we've got the 3 keynote speakers. So we've got the person from legal, who's a senior legal partner. We have the person I was telling you about, the software giant entrepreneur. He'll be there, and we also got.
That's very impressive.
He's an impressive guy. He keeps a low profile. He's very level-headed. Really. And then we've also got the Deutsche Bank person. I said the head of risk as well. So in terms of the 3 main speakers, they're going to be there. In terms of the workshops, I think you had a guest recently, Mukesh.
Yes.
He's going to be one of the facilitators.
One of the consultants from House.
We have another person called Mandeep who's going to be there. I'll be helping out as well. I think Gurdeep is going to be there from who's the CEO of Sikh Channel. He'll be coming down as well. So in terms of that team, the core team that you have, you've got some people who have got the experience, they've got what they call gravitas to be able to present and be able to be very succinct. They're going to talk 20 minutes literally about things like, number one, this is my career, this is where I am, this is how I got there, and here are some guidance. We also got, because this event takes place at the University of Westminster, we've also got really nice booklets that the university are giving us for free, 80 of them, and in that we've got a CV guide, a career guide, right? Unfortunately, the careers department can't make it because they're closed on that day, and plus also it kicks into the holidays, they have provided us with a load of packs that we can give out for free as well, right? So in terms of the format, there will be keynote speeches in the morning, right? Then we break for lunch because it's free food, right? And then after that, we've got workshop sessions where we'll have 2 breakout areas where we'll be running a series of effectively structured into what are the things that you're challenged with today. Do you have issues with CVs? Do you have issues with, kind of the way that opportunities are advertised or how you respond? That kind of, so basic general guidance. And then we'll leave it kind of a little bit open so that people can say to us, well, actually, we struggle with necessarily presentation skills. Or, a lot of places do assessment centers, where you have to go in and then you have to do tests and everything else.
There was one question in my mind. Is there any preparation from for the kids? Do they need to come with any kind of preparations or any documentation or anything to come in to show you or just to share with you?
I think they need to turn up with questions about what it is that's challenging them today, or any kind of questions about, I want to do a career in finance and I've done a degree in physics. If they've got some basic questions, that's great. But if they just turn up with nothing, all they're going to do is get loads of knowledge, right? But obviously, we've got a wide spectrum of people that are going to be there from different kind of, the young adults we're talking about. But you've got a person from finance, you've got a person from legal, you've got a person who's a computer scientist, you've got a person who's worked in, as kind of operations, project management. So, it's kind of wide, those skill sets. So anything that someone says, well, I actually wouldn't mind becoming a project manager. What are the certifications for that? I wouldn't mind becoming an accountant. How do I go down that route? But I've got a degree in physics. Or actually, I've really got this fantastic idea to create this app. What do I need to do to actually start getting some venture capital money to be able to invest in that? Or I want a job in finance, but I don't want to be an accountant. I want to look at risk. I want to look at audit. So you've got all these kind of different career options. Because when you do a degree, say you do a degree in physics, you may not end up being a physicist. You may end up working in a bank.
Sorry to interrupt you guys, being so rude. Only we've got a couple of minutes.
That's all right.
I think there are 2 things we can do. Repeat the website again.
No worries.
And if you've got any last message to tell the viewers, would be nice.
Okay, cool. Okay, so like I said before, you can go to a number of places to check out the actual website and actually register as well. So first of all, you can go to the Facebook page, which is the Sikh Channel Facebook page, and you'll find a link on there. You can also go to the website I mentioned before, which is inspiringcareers.eventbrite, so event spelled E-V-E-N-T, and that Bright is B-R-I-T-E, savi.com or .co.uk will take you straight there. If you go into Facebook, you can actually type in SC, as in the letters SC, and Inspiring Careers, and it will pop up and an event will come up and you can actually go to the link from there. Like I said before, you've got to register. Very limited places. You know, we've got some very high profile people in Sikh Channel. You know, we're a charity. We're actually spending the money to actually, I mean, Sikh Channel are spending the money to actually put this event on to inspire kids, to inspire youth. So, you know, I strongly recommend that you register, go along to it, and go with an open mind. You know, get some great knowledge. You know, and even if today in your career that you're doing this and you think, actually, I wouldn't mind moving into this, or basically meeting other people. Isn't that a fascinating, you know, environment to actually network and talk to other people and get to know other people?
Dr. Savi, thank you very much for coming in today. I'm sure it was very helpful, not only to us, to the viewers, and I really sincerely hope they'll take the opportunity to pop in on that day on the 13th. And Urvashi, I think we should wrap up the show now. It's almost coming to the end.
Of course, I just wanted to say, request the viewers and the young adults there to make sure that you do go on the 13th of December and get all kind of knowledge regarding your career and just get the guidance from there. And of course, don't forget to register yourself, because like you mentioned too, that you have to register, unless there is no point, you won't be able to get that guidance from there. So make sure you register and you visit and take this opportunity to get the best career guidance. So we should thank you, our
you're welcome.
Guest today, and it was very, very wise. It was a very it was a good whatever you told
the
viewers,
session,
of course,
a good session to tell you all about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course it was.
Chalo, I will say thank you in the end very much for the viewers, and bada shukriya tusi sada program dekhte ho. Again, as I said before, beginning of the show, please do write to us, apna feedback dabo. Tell us if any changes you like, what would you like to see, what would like us to do for you, would be most pleased. And we'll see you next week, next Saturday, same time, same place.
जी हाँ, सी अगले हफ्ते सेम जगह लंदन स्टूडियो तो तनु फिर मिलेंगे next Saturday, and तब तक भी पैसे लिए इजाज़त।
वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।